like quiet music on in the back
Well,
while we wait for people to filter in or something.
I've got the title screen open, so the like
Oh, okay,
ambience is
fair
going
enough.
on. So we are
Cool.
live right now. We're just gonna wait a little bit for
Whoa.
people to come in. What's weird? It's still
Oh,
I have it
no, it still
open.
says waiting for HorrorVale.
I have it opened on. I have it opened on a laptop, and it still says waiting, but I definitely hit go live. What the fuck? Oh wait, something's happening.
Cool.
Okay, okay, we're live now. Now it's actually.
Got it. Yeah.
I guess there's a slight delay.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna wait a little
Nice.
bit for some more people to show up. I'm sure that once now that I've hit the live button, it's gonna start sending notifications to people.
Mm-hmm. Here we go. Cat audible. Tanner's here. Hey, Tanner. Theo.
Oh yeah, there's
Undeniable rain cloud, lift trucks.
the cat is going to be audible the whole time probably. So if that's, I'm sorry if that's a deal breaker, or maybe that improves the stream.
Is Gizmo the noisy one? I take it.
Yeah, rolling around on the ground.
Oh, it's Nicky. I didn't recognise you underneath that username. Hey, napkin. How many we got here? Spadu. Spadu, thanks for your beta testing. Much appreciated. Orion. Hello. This will. Ooh, wow, we're filling up.
Oh yeah, 20 people so far.
Ben's here. Okay. Let's see. Participants, how many we got? There's no number.
I should clarify to everyone that I do not have a great mic. I don't have a streamer setup. I don't have like noise-proofed walls or anything like that. So the sound quality is not going to be professional by any standards. Well, Theo, you probably never noticed that because this title screen that you're seeing is not in the demo. It's brand new,
Mm. New and
completely
shiny.
redrawn.
When I saw that comparison you made on like the Steam update, it's like your art has improved so much since you drew that first title screen. It's,
Yeah, when I look at the old, like the old art now from uh, like, you know, very early like 2018, it I wouldn't say that I like cringe, but it's almost there. Yeah, I've got like air conditioners and all kinds of stuff. I live in I live in the south in the U.S. of A, so it is very humid and hot at all times. So if you don't have some kind of fan or air conditioner going, it's a nightmare.
yeah, I can't hear any air conditioner from your end, so I'm guessing people are hearing my PC fans.
Oh, Theo.
So
Theo, the Englishman is Matt. I'm
that's
Dustin.
that's yeah. There you go. One yank, one light.
So wait about 2 more minutes, and then we'll get started. Yes,
Miss
there,
Stoney.
Spoopy. There will be many familiar things and many things that you haven't seen before because Act One is not. It's similar, but it's not. There's a lot of changes in it compared to the demo.
You know, I just now noticed that little row of houses on the back with
Yeah.
the little lights in the window. That's really nice.
So technically, we have already done a developer commentary on Act Zero, so we're not gonna necessarily. This isn't like a dev commentary per se, so we're not gonna like stand around talking about everything that's in the game, and because the Act Zero commentary was like 30 minutes, so we're definitely not going to spend 30 minutes in Act Zero. We were just playing the game and then talking about things as they come up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there will be some things I want to talk about, like new features and mechanics and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to reply to Tanner as well, saying that there's not too many great surprises. There is one significant change from the demo that I can think of that you might want to keep a surprise, but we'll let you know when we're approaching there.
Yeah, and in particular, Act Zero, which is Alice's house. There's like very few changes in there at all.
Yeah, it's just prettier, and there is one additional battle track because of a particular enemy.
So I think we're 12:05. I think we're probably good to start. Let me get rid of this text.
Let's get into it.
All right, hello and welcome to the HorrorVale live developer playthrough. I am Dustin Andrews, lead designer and artist for HorrorVale, and I'm joined by Matt, the musician. He created all the sounds and all the musics that you love. Matt, feel free to say hello.
Hello, welcome everyone. Thank you for tuning in. We are excited. We're excited to have you. We're excited to be less than 2 weeks to release.
Yes.
So thanks for being here.
Yes, and because we're so close to release, we wanted to have a little fun. We wanted to have a little sneak peek of what's coming ahead and build some hype. So here we are playing HorrorVale Live. We're only going to be playing up to the end of Act 1. We're not going to be going past that. That's kind of the past that. We want everybody to see their own, see all the surprises and stuff for themselves. Act 1 has received significant differences compared to the demo, but it is more or less the same. Like, it ends in the same manner. You go to more or less the same places, although there are some differences that'll come up later. But if you played the demo, there won't be a huge amount of surprises. This is just meant to get a sneak peek of what the full game is like. All right, so without further ado, let's get started on HorrorVale Live. This is the full game. Let's go. There's also a cat.
I just realised how delayed my commentary is going to be because I'm still looking at the title screen.
Oh yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, I'm already at Poe.
Hey, you're moving.
So as you can see, the introduction to the game is not that different at all. Although the sound is a little bit better, it doesn't blow out your eardrums now. But yeah, this intro scene is something that I had in my head very early on with the little stage play, and actually, yeah, I need to update this logo. That reminds me of how the logo appears in the introduction with Poe.
Oh, you still got the old one in there.
Yeah.
I'll add it to the.
Can I screen share over Discord? That is a lot better.
If you've got the upload speed capable of doing that, that would be better.
We can. Let's try it. Let's see here.
Yeah, and you can like make the quality on Discord absolutely terrible. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a low frame rate and a very low resolution. I'm not gonna share the audio. Well, I guess you've got headphones in. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Okay.
Let's see here. It still says I have an excellent connection on the stream.
Okay. Give me a test. Move Alice down and say a word when you do it.
Okay, I'm moving Alice around right now.
Oh well, that's
Whoa.
whoa! What happened?
Hey, oh.
That's a good start. I think Dustin's dead, everyone. Thanks for coming.
Sorry about that. Runaway cat. Okay, so you can see everything better now, Matt?
Yep, all good. All good.
Okay,
all good
cool.
on my
So
end.
now we don't have to work with the delay. You know, it's funny. And originally we had before the stage play, we had concepts of like there was going to be an actual like narration, explaining like actual audio, like a real person talking during the intro, explaining everything. Before that, there wasn't a Poe wasn't involved in it at that point. But I don't really remember why we decided to scrap that. But I am very happy that we went with Poe and that we went with stage play.
I think we decided to scrap it because I recorded it and it was extremely bad and it was painfully cringe. So I think that's why we thankfully went with Poe instead of me.
So one change that's interesting compared to the demo is this right here. So now this scene is an actual, like there's actual things to see instead of just getting some text messages. So apparently XXX Blood Rogue 666 wants to send us something. So let's click the link and see what happens.
Can't believe it, man. Rickrolled again. You know, for this track, I tried to make it sort of recognizable without copyright infringing. So I just took the chord progression from that song and kind of reversed it, but it really doesn't sound very close, unfortunately.
I think it sounds perfect.
You think so? Oh, well, we have an excellent visual.
So with that, we have trick rolled our entire audience live. That was the entire purpose of this whole stream. So this is one major difference between the demo and the full game, is that Alice has an actual diary now. And so when you get tutorials like this, you can actually open up the diary, which is now here in the menu. There's many different things you can go to from the diary. You can go to these little tabs, and it gives you like a brief summary of how of like what you're doing in the main story to help keep you on track if you maybe got lost or you haven't played the game in a while and you're trying to figure out what you're supposed to be doing. You can also look at quests, side quests. When they come up, they'll be in here, and you'll get brief descriptions of what you're doing in them. You can also click this right here for a very important thing. But what is the Hydra supposed to be based off of? Hydra is Alice's browser. That is her browser. But if you go down to your tutorials, any tutorials that you find, any tutorial books, you can pull them up right here. So that way you can look back on them if you need to. A few people have actually asked me, over the years, if these books are meant to be representative of like the developers talking to you. And to an extent, I think they are a little bit. But there is an actual physical character in the game who writes these books that you can meet later, and so you can blame all the language in them on this character when you meet them.
I loved that reveal, by the way, when I got to that point. I can't say any more than that, but I thought it was fantastic.
here's our first enemy in the game, the chair. It's iconic. Everybody loves the chair.
And of course, one big difference, well, maybe not that big, depending on your opinions, but Spooky Swing has changed. We had to change it for safety reasons.
We didn't get to hear it, but yeah, we did.
No.
We changed the sample in it.
Yeah, of course, if you've played the demo, you will remember that it was Spooky Scary Skeletons that we sampled. And it was very iconic, but unfortunately we had to change it. But thankfully, Dustin did an excellent job of imitating it, and I think actually the improved one I think is better because it's actually in the right key. The original originally Spooky Swing and Spooky Scary Skeletons are in two different keys, so there's a bit of dissonance. But Dustin has sung that tune in the right key, so it matches up better. It's nicer.
Yeah. So the we did actually want to get the actual sample approval for it because it was so iconic to me, but we would not have been able to afford it, and so yeah, in the end we just recorded our own sample, but I think it sounds perfectly fine without it. I was worried at first, but I think it sounds fine.
Yeah, it was without going into detail. What the record label who owned that song, what they asked for was actually genuinely insane. So there was no way we could partake. We had to take emergency measures.
I can't decide if this is a bad spoiler. I mean, there's not going to be that many. There will be differences, but Act 1 is more or less like the same. Wait, what's this? Oh, we stepped on a bug. That's a big change with Act 0.
Yeah. We also have the stink room. The stink room is now different.
Well, I think that I did update the demo to have this.
Oh.
Yeah, the visual stuff in Act 0 was updated. I think it was when we put the first secret boss into the demo. We've got to get Scruffy. You gotta be careful when you open the door. He might run out. That's critical information. You know, it's funny that multiple people have told me that this entire game's story could have been completely avoided if Alice would just buy a leash for this dog. So there went the Netherling, so let's go chase after him.
And when we find him, he will be another big change. It's a new song.
Yeah, so all the Netherlings in the game have their own song now. Sugary Swing. If you've seen it on YouTube before, you have heard it.
Yeah, this is actually my favourite battle theme in the game. I'm really happy with it. Except the version you'll hear in the game is the second version I made. The first version has some samples from, again, some questionable sources that could have got us in trouble. Maybe I'll share that on the Discord so people can listen. But yeah, I like it. I like it a lot.
The only unfortunate part is the first place that you hear it in here is it doesn't last very long because obviously you kill the Netherling very fast. Ooh. So honestly, this hearse, I have no idea why I decided to make it diagonal because it makes the collision extremely weird.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I think what it was is I wanted you to be able to see the side of the door, but I thought it wouldn't make sense if her dad parked it like sideways in the garage. So this was my in between for that.
Oh, Tanner, please don't do that. Please don't just replace the easily swappable .ogg files in the game files. Don't do that. Absolutely, please don't do it.
got another tutorial here. Yes, so this is another big feature in the game that was not in the demo. There is now actually a map. And not only will the map show you where you have been, the names of the places, but it also has helpful little icons that show where important things are. Some of these icons will mean nothing to you in Act 1, but eventually they will make sense. So actually, if you just pull up right here, check this out. You could get a full map of Alice's house. So if you get lost in it, you can check that out.
You know what? I didn't actually talk to that ghost when I did my last playthrough, and when I got to a particular quest that talked about place names, I was thinking, how on earth am I supposed to know what these places are called?
Yeah.
And then I opened the map.
Yeah, I think, the map wasn't always a feature as well, or an idea for a feature. So there was some point in development where I was expecting people to just remember the names of every place.
Also, Theo says, when HorrorVale cart? I think when people add HorrorVale characters into SRV2 cart, probably. That's the most within reach.
I would like, I think HorrorVale spin-offs like that, like HorrorVale Kart or HorrorVale Tennis or something like that would be cool, but I don't know if we have the resources for that kind of thing. Especially since I would much rather be making actual HorrorVale things. I need to know if this game was only made for shoving in as many references to horror media as you can. To an extent. So I always say that this game is a love letter to horror, and that's kind of what it started as, is, me wanting to pay tribute to the genre. And that was how the entire premise began. Of here you have these traditional spooky monsters and they're fighting like internet creepypastas. But also, I also consider the references to be almost like a gateway drug, where they get you interested into the game, and then by the time that you're interested, you're so invested that you're forced to be interested in all the insane lore stuff that I come up with later.
Absolutely. Moving says, does the map mark off when you complete the sections you've been to? Yes, and that's why it's really, really good, because in some areas you can see like an area that you're in, and then there's a little branch that goes off, and you can see that it obviously goes somewhere, but you just haven't been there yet. So actually the map is very intuitive. It's very good.
You want to see the basement? I don't know. Should I show them the basement?
No, I don't think you should. I think you should tease them. Give them something to look forward to.
Yeah, I think we'll hold off on the basement. You'll have to figure out how to get in there yourself. You can get in, but I'm not going to tell you how.
Man, the evasion stats are really high in this playthrough for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Keep missing.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same, Napkin. I'm not like a horror buff, but it's like the references in the game are still so, they're done in such a way that I can still recognise them and go, oh, that's cool. But then there's probably also stuff that's gone straight over my head because...
I think there's some very obscure things in here that it references. I'm sure that there will be YouTubers who make like a 4-hour video explaining them all.
Oh, I can't wait. Can't wait.
Uh-oh. Might be in trouble here if I don't kill him. Oh, there we go. Wonder what the updated element tutorial. You will see once we find... I think his name is Anthony. I think that's the element tutorial guy. Alright, now we can exit. And as we can see, Alice is not very responsible. Is Alice dead? I don't know. Maybe she's not.
If you read the tagline that we wrote for the game, you would know the answer to that question, I think.
Oh, yeah. Also, if you have not seen the video before where we showcase this, the exterior of Skeleton Manor is very different. It's a lot more condensed now.
Yeah, before there was a big, sort of more complicated hedge maze, and there was some areas that were quite spaced out and barren.
Yeah,
but now it's a lot better now. Much better now.
Yeah, it was very large because very early on I had this weird thing in my head where I was like, I don't want to do that thing in video games where the exterior of the house would be like small and then the inside would be huge. So I specifically went out of my way to make the exterior of this the exact amount of tiles that the interior was, which made it just ridiculously huge and ridiculous.
Oh yeah, and we got an options menu. That's new. That's
new
for the full game.
Yeah, so now you can change the volume of the BGM or the background sound effects. You can also turn on auto run if you don't like pressing the shift key and getting the sticky key notification.
Don't do it. Don't go up. Don't go up. Don't do it. Don't do it. No, don't go up. Don't go up any. And do not go one tile up.
I don't know what that. I don't know what that is in there. I guess I'm not gonna. I guess we're not gonna see it today. Oh, I missed this little thing down here.
One big change actually that I'm really upset about is that ghoul there outside the hedge maze. He used to be a ghost.
Oh yeah.
And he had different text, and in my opinion, the old text was more funny. But
oh, the ghost department. Maybe I'll change it back.
Yeah.
Alright, so now we are here in Town Square, where there are a few differences, namely down here, there's this little place now. And if I talk to this character, I can buy some things from her. You might be asking, why would I want these things? I'll buy one of each. You will see why I bought those in just a few seconds right here with Maggie. Maggie is the potion tutorial person. So if you go to her, you'll get a tutorial on how potion brewing works. Save this video for future lore reference? I mean, the game is coming out in only like a week or two, or about a week and a half. So, I mean, you'll have access to all this information yourself pretty soon. So the tutorial, the potion brewing is very simple. You have primary ingredients, which are like your base. And the bases are all plants that you can either grow or buy. And then the secondary ingredients are, are monster parts that you get from killing enemies. Later on, you'll also be able to buy monster parts. But essentially, you can mix and match those as much as you want to get some cool effects. So we're going to make some potions here. So you see, we've gotten a few things from fighting the... from doing Act 0. So let's do a Ghost Pepper and this Ectoplasmic Goo. If we combine those, we will get a Soul Potion. Let's do Worm's Wort and Nether Sugar. Let's see what happens if we do that. A Fear Elixir X. And then Nightshade and Essence of Fury. Essence of Furies are a special drop that you can only get from bosses. And when you combine those, you will get Death's Brew. And here in a second we can actually see what those do, the potions that we just made. So the Soul Potion will cure ailments of the soul, like Curse. Felixer will increase your max FP temporarily. And the Death's Brew is probably the best potion in the game. It will completely restore your entire party, remove all states, basically complete fresh start. But you can only make it with drops that you get from bosses, and that means that they are very limited. There's some people out there who are like hoarders, and if they get an item like that, they're never going to use it. But they are very good. I would encourage you to use them when you're in a bind.
Yeah, you can also, if you're like me and you didn't use a single one throughout the entire game, you can sell them as well, and they're very valuable.
Yeah, then in general, the potion brewing is entirely optional. It's not something that you need to do to complete the game. There are many testers who completely avoided the function entirely. But it is also very helpful to do, because the potions that you can make with potion brewing are much better than the ones that you can buy. So for instance, let me... Do I have any... Do I... Well, I was hoping I had flesh. But essentially, there is a potion that you can make, like recovery potions, and the recovery potions recover a percentage instead of a set amount. So while the flu that you can buy from Zhang here is probably better early on, eventually the potion that you can brew is much better, because that heals a percentage instead of this set amount.
Also, it's worth noting, you get so many potion ingredients, like, because you basically get some every single battle. So it's set up so you can experiment and just try things out, and it's not like, oh, I can't use this because then I'll waste it. You just have tons of everything, so you can really play around with the potions. It's fun just kind of experimenting.
Yeah, I gave an excessive amounts of materials to people, so you can there's no like recipe book or anything like that you need to have. Basically, if you just throw stuff together, more than likely you're going to get something that's useful to you, even if it's just a little bit useful. Hey, stop that. Cats were fighting.
First cat interruption.
Another difference is you can see that there's actual characters up here instead of just a bunch of bedsheet ghosts, so that helps add a little bit more individuality to the town. But let's get moving. I should also show you this. So you can actually go in here now, and there's an actual apartment complex. But you can't really do anything in here yet, because it's mainly used for side quests.
But you will certainly be coming back here if you want to see everything that HorrorVale has to offer.
Yes, absolutely. But we've got somebody to see first.
Thanks for stopping in, Spadu.
Gizmo is very scared of what's going on right now.
I would be too. There he is. There's the boy.
That's Matt's child. His young son.
When you make that art book, I guess you're going to have to include that photograph of that terrible pencil sketch that I made.
Oh yeah, I've got quite a few of those
Skippy
for
years and years ago.
Yeah, I've got one of those for Skippy and Juno and Layla that you drew, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the fight does not last long because Skippy just stands there, and it makes you uncomfortable. And now Scruffy has run off. Well, not run off, but been taken. The guard doesn't help you because she is terrified. Just look at her face. She's frozen in fear. Which makes her not a very good guard. Scruggy's gone. Well, Tanner, there is a very simple way to figure out if Frankenlings are male or female. The female Frankenlings have the white streak on their hair, and the males do not. Alright, now the way is open, we can continue forward. There is also this I should mention, although you can't do anything with it right now. Later, after you complete Act 1, you'll be able to use this to get around town faster.
Yeah, and that was a very helpful addition, because there are some later points in the game where you need to do a lot of running back and forth in HorrorVale Town.
No explanation. But you'll still get the book, so you can still see the elemental weaknesses.
Does he still give you the massive lecture if you say
Yeah, Tanner, it's actually
okay.
both. It's supposed to be both. It's supposed to be like the Castle Guard hair and Bride of Frankenstein. Alright, let's beat up this guy.
I remember in one of the earliest Let's Plays that we saw, someone was not happy about this particular fight, because it just looks like Alice is just gonna beat the stuffing out of a police officer for no good reason.
Yeah,
and so that ghost down there kind of clarifies what's going on.
Oh yeah, he explains that you respawn, so there's no actual consequence to dying per se.
Yeah. It's just kind of antisocial behavior at worst.
Yeah, and down this alley, we can meet one of the best characters, the fan favorite.
Yeah! There it is.
So there's a fun fact about this. If you don't have 20 candies, and you say okay anyway, you still get it. If you have one candy, he'll take your one candy and then still give it to you. That's how desperate he is to sell it. We got a little possum. Ooh. I actually had that ringtone on my phone for quite a long time.
It's a really annoying ringtone.
Yeah. Electrical Infederates.
I really wonder how many people will understand that. Oh, I love it though.
Alright, so we've got something that is very confidential. You know, out of the like minor NPCs who don't really mean much, I think I really like Stitch. He's one of my favorites. I just love his design and how he's always depressed horribly. And while we're here, we of course need to run up here and grab a certain someone, or at least start to grab a certain someone. Not really much else different around the school area over here. Although I should bring this up. So yeah, there's a map for this as well. And you can see that there's an icon for Zhang right there, so you know where to go to buy things. And you can also see where there are save coffins as well. Yes, Jekyll can basic attack now, but that's technically a spoiler because we haven't recruited him yet. You still there, Matt?
I'm here.
Oh, okay. I was afraid that something happened with the call.
No. I just have had nothing interesting
Yeah,
to
you're
add.
good.
Although, I have a question. How tall is Shelby?
Shelby, I think, is 8 foot. I think that's what I put down for her. I think she's 8 feet tall. Although this time she did not give me a tutorial like in the demo. She gave me a rock. Let's see what rock she gave us. It's a conduit. It's a strange rock with runes on it. We don't know what that is about yet. So this is one of the major... We're coming up on one of the major differences to Act 1. So Tanner, if you don't want to have this part spoiled for you, that might be the time to depart. It's just essentially what we've replaced the Forgotten Mansion with, because the Forgotten Mansion is no longer a part of Act 1. We moved it to a different part of the game, and so this kind of area over here is very different. In particular, North Avenue right here is much larger than it was before. So when you went over here before, it just went straight to the shack, but now there is all this. There is a actual post office where you can go to say hi to Shelby.
Of course, the post office, I'm sure, being inspired in part by Majora's Mask as well.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit Majora's Mask and a little bit of like Animal Crossing, and Shelby herself is kind of very like a Zelda character. They always had those male people who would just run around wherever they go, and it's completely ridiculous. So over here we have an actual police station now. This is where all the HorrorVale police work. And you can see a generator right there. Normally this is the generator you would get from completing the Forgotten Mansion, but now it is locked away. Apparently if we want to get this, we want to talk to the chief, but I don't want to do the HorrorVale police station stuff yet. I'm going to save that for the end of this little area. First off, I'm going to go over here, and this might look a little bit more familiar. This is the shack that you would normally go to, but
there is one major difference.
Yeah, there's this weird hole here and this witch. I wonder what is this about? So what this is explaining is that throughout the game you will find little holes and doors with this icon, and that possibly you might be able to brew something to help you get through them. So we have gotten a shrink... Ooh, I didn't mean to skip that dialogue. Oh well. The shrink shrooms are a very limited resource. You usually have to get them by completing some kind of puzzle. Do I have... I do have a ghost pepper. So if we combine basically any base with this shrink shroom, we will get a special potion. We will get a shrinking potion.
Of course, which is very on brand for a character named Alice.
Yeah. There was actually a point, I'm only saying this because it's cut content, it's not in the game, but there was a point where I thought about giving her a like big shroom potion, like a growing potion, where she could become a giant and like have a giant monster battle, but that didn't make it into the game.
Oh, that would have been incredible, man.
Yeah. So if you use the potion, you can go and get inside this little hole. So now we are very tiny, where you can see the grass and the rocks and things like that.
Yep. Minish cat mode.
There's a strange cockroach here. Apparently we met him before.
Oh man, I love this part.
So he has a bone to pick with us. Because apparently we stepped on him in Act 0. Thankfully, he can hit you pretty hard, but thankfully Alice is faster.
When I played, I read his dialogue in kind of a New York accent.
Yeah, I can kind of see that. So now we're here. Normally, if you recall, if you went down that way, this way across the fence, you would have ended up in the Forgotten Mansion, and you would have gone through the entire thing, and then at the end you would have found a tunnel that would lead to this generator. But now, since the Forgotten Mansion is no longer here, you can use the shrink potion to get to it. Take care of this guy. Oh, I didn't even realize that I'm about to die also. It's okay, this guy mostly just does that. Just in case though, we're gonna pop a flu. Isn't this where the forgot? Well, I mean, it depends. Technically, I guess you could say that the generator by the police station was the one that was at the shack originally, the one that you could just walk up to and turn off. But you could also say that maybe this is the shack one, because now you get here from the shack.
A couple of people in chat said, "See Sam Cave story."
Oh, Sam Cave story.
Yeah, maybe.
Should we go see Sam Cave story? Cam Safe story. In theory, if you waste all your money, no. So if you spend, like, you waste the shrink shroom, the witch will give you another one, and if you waste your other ingredient, there will always be a ghost pepper in the trash can nearby. You're never at a point where you're completely soft locked out of doing something. Anytime that there's a shrink shroom puzzle, there will always be a shrink shroom around, and there will always be a secondary ingredient around if you don't already have one. So let's go see Sam Cave story. Ooh.
What? What happened? Why? Where'd he go?
There's just this now.
Oh no. Oh no.
There's just a hole in the hole. I don't know what that's about, but we can't do anything with it yet. However, you will see right here that Riley is an actual quest NPC now, for a very minor quest, mind you. But we wanted there to be some quests besides ones that will simply give you new party members, some small minor ones, just to help flesh out some minor characters and give you more things to do. So we will help Riley to stop the kids from jumping in her pile of leaves. Alright, so it looks like we can follow this. There's another one. The classic inebriated zombie.
One of the OGs.
Yeah, you can just tell from his like shading and everything. He is very early. What would be the papyrus equivalent to Sam Cave story? I think that Sam Cave story is an only child. Sam Cave story also has no parents. He just spawned into existence at some point and then had to be wiped from existence.
He was too dangerous for this universe.
I'm actually kind of pre-doing a quest right here. If you played the demo, you know exactly what I'm doing right here. You also see that Claude here also has a little picture now, but he more or less says the same thing. And with that crook we got, we can of course now recruit Raps.
Well, hey, first party member.
Of course, we're going to bring her with us. Oh, that was the sound of a Steam achievement. So yes,
Ooh.
the Steam version of HorrorVale does indeed have achievements. There are 60 achievements for you to find. Or wait, no. Is it 50 or 60?
50.
50 achievements to find. Obviously, there's one for collecting every party member. Or like
In
one...
in the old Q&A, you did say that the achievements would only be for really difficult things, but that has changed.
Yeah. I wanted it... I didn't want to have things that were locked behind. Like, I wanted someone to be able to get every achievement by just playing the game. Like doing one playthrough. I didn't want it to be like, oh, you can't get this achievement because you did something wrong in the wrong order or whatever. So the trail keeps going. There's also this guy here now. Don't know what he's about. Some weirdo, I guess. Just gonna ignore him. Also, while I have Raps here, I should show you this too. So this is the quest screen on the diary. So see that we have Scream Spirit completed. That's Raps' quest. So quests that you have started, but not completed will be yellow. Quests you have completed are green, and quests that you have not started will show up as red. So if you see question marks, you can't start the quest at all. If it's red, then you have access to it, but you haven't started it.
Was it intentional that you used basically exactly the same system as old school RuneScape?
That
for this?
It was not a coincidence at all.
Okay.
I liked how in RuneScape you just had a list of every quest and it would tell you how what requirements you needed for it. But obviously I didn't want to spoil every quest, so they are hidden. Yes, Slime Salesman. That is an actual quest NPC, although you can't do it in Act 1. It's a quest that takes a long time. So we bought a thing from the Slime Salesman, although we don't know what it is yet. Also, a few new NPCs over here. So we got like Garth. This is the grave digger. So he digs all the graves all over HorrorVale. So you see all these graves all over the place. He's the one who does them. And we also got this guy. We've got Roberto.
I love this guy's design. He's one of my favorites in Act 1.
Yeah, I really like his like the big coffin that he carries around on his back.
What's it for?
I don't know. Maybe he has some bodies in there. Actually, you know what? I wonder. Now that I'm looking at him, I wonder if this is a guy that the mayor has actually hired to dig up corpses, and that's why he's talking about it. That's some deep lore that I just invented just now. Why is the Slime Salesman quest the first? Because you can meet him before Jekyll or Raps. It's typically ordered by when you can meet the character, not necessarily when you can complete it. Didn't a ghost? Yeah, a ghost did also talk about it. Well, he didn't talk about the or wait, HorrorVale Heights. I don't know what you're talking about then. I thought you were talking about the ghost at the north entrance that talks about respawning. There's also quite a number of new sound effects as well. I don't know if you heard that with Rap's little movement there, but even like the old moves have received a little bit of an update.
Oh yeah, there was at one point in development when I made, I don't know, is it like 150 new sounds or something? Because yeah, there's so many different moves in the game, and I wanted them to sound, you know, unique and impactful, and some of the older sounds, they weren't cutting it, so a lot of these earlier sounds got a nice little layer of polish.
Yeah, the Raps battle portrait was updated, as well as Jackal's. I think those were two that were very out of date, so I updated them. There's also a new character in here that Matt actually designed. This is Clarice. She is Jean's girlfriend. She doesn't understand it though, but she wants to support her boyfriend's ambitions. And of course, we can't buy any of this stuff.
BP gained -1%. I didn't notice that.
Yeah. So this one will actually hurt you if you drink it. So we should maybe not spend all our money on that.
Hey, welcome Octo.
And we haven't gotten that far. We're still in the early parts of Act 1. What happens if you buy the supplements? You lose a lot of money. You can actually buy them, though. You just have to have enough candy. And actually, you could buy them in the demo as well. You would just have to do a lot of gambling in the treasure chest minigame.
Oh, that sound changed as well. I had to make an original because before we sampled something that may have got us in trouble.
Ooh, that's a bug.
Oh, what happened?
The generator sound is still on, even though the thing is destroyed. Let's avoid the gambling for now. Although there is plenty of gambling to be had later in the game, we will not be doing it for this stream.
Yes. If you want gambling, you will not be disappointed with this game.
So it turns out the person jumping in the pile was not a little kid. It was this guy. Okay then.
Sonic Adventure Casino level?
I should have put some pinball in the game.
Oh my! I just thought of what a nightmare it would be to try and make some kind of pinball approximation in RPG Maker VXAs. That sounds terrible.
No, it would probably be extremely janky and work like 2% of the time. All right, so we just got some candy for that quest. It's nothing major or game changing. Like I said, just minor quests for some non-party member NPCs. They're not hiding very well. Oh, well. I should maybe raise their DP a little bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Because these ones are very... This one's my favorite, though.
Yeah, this is the master of hiding.
Yeah, if you've ever seen that picture of... It's like a picture that I saw many years ago of like a small child hiding behind a pole. That's what I was thinking of when I put this here.
Abanana says James isn't here. No, he's not in Karloff Park anymore, but he is somewhere
Yeah,
in HorrorVale Town.
He is in the game still. Just
Yeah,
not here.
we haven't banished him, don't worry.
So this place, you couldn't go this way in the demo. We'll come back to that after we get the Netherlings. We also got these classic characters. The Horror Ranger Fanatics.
Mm-hmm.
I guess car is a very outdated reference now. I guess that the car equivalent would just be like the letter D. Are nether imps like evil orphans? Well, they definitely don't have parents. I wouldn't say they're evil, though. Evil kind of implies that they have some kind of choice in the matter, like they're intelligent beings who can have a moral compass, but they're basically just like mindless little monsters just having fun. Alright. Mr. Met. I don't know what that is a reference to. The Jekyll dialogue you can get with the fan. I don't think it's changed. I think it's the same as in the demo if you bring Jekyll to that conversation. Yeah.
I didn't even know that conversation existed.
Which ones? Oh, that
Jekyll talking with the fans, yeah.
Yeah, he basically at the end he's like, actually. He's like very smug about it.
Oh, I'm so glad you added that.
So now you can go here. You could not visit this place in the demo. Key is already used. Oh yeah, I guess that's something else I've been meaning to fix. That the Frankenlink should say something after you've opened or turned off the generator. There's this guy here, Nizar. He's a genie, and he will sell you hints for 350 candy. He will give you a hint to a secret that you can find in the game. I don't know if I should buy a hint from him though. That's a hefty price. That's basically all my money, and I need that money for Jekyll.
And I believe these two were both fan creations.
Yeah, these are both from contests, I believe. I don't know what this tent is for, Theo. I have no idea. Apparently it's for a fortune teller, though. So say that with you will.
I love that little starry deer.
Yeah, I don't know why I put it there,
Cool
but
design.
yeah. And also you can see in I guess pond. It wouldn't be a lake. A pond, duck pond. That is a character from Off. You might recognize. I actually reached out to the developer for that game and asked if I could put this character in the game as an NPC, and he said yes. So that's why this character is here, not as like a parody, but like just like the actual character. Do 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 do. Alright, so let's see what we're doing with the generators. How many do we have left? I think there is just one, and I saved the best one for last.
Oh, yes. No, two.
Oh, I forgot about the one on top of the building.
Ah.
I need to go that way anyway, for Jekyll's quest. Whoop.
Hey, welcome, Axel. Thanks for stopping in. Stopping in. I can't talk properly this stream. I'm just so excited about the release, that's why.
So yes, the gambling minigame is here, but we're not gonna gamble chests today. All right, let's get that lockpick. Wait, who doesn't say day? I wasn't even paying attention. I guess the character said day in the demo, and I changed it to night. Why doesn't Alice jump from the rooftop onto the police station to destroy it? Well, first of all, they're very far away, and second, if she fell, she would like break into a bunch of pieces.
And it would make the Lego noise.
Oh yeah, exactly. Do you need to buy the lockpick? No, there is actually a you can refuse now, and he will have you deliver something to somebody instead. So there is a
I'm learning so much. I didn't know that.
Yeah, there is a non-money alternative to completing that completing the quest now. I just did it to get it done faster. If you're impatient like me, you can buy it. Where's Marie? She has also moved. She's not removed from the game, but she's not here anymore. She's out in the woods. You can see that Mark actually jumps from behind the boxes now instead of jumping from below the building somehow.
He's got cricket legs.
Thankfully, took him out very quickly because he can hit very hard.
But that's not the last you'll see of him. Maybe.
I had this pop up in my recommended. So Jur, do you not know what HorrorVale is? This is your first exposure to it.
You know, the recommended has been kind to us this time round.
Yeah, we somehow were blessed by the YouTube algorithms where it's recommending us for some strange reason. The recent trailer has 15,000. Oh, does he ask for a I haven't actually done that in quite a while, Don. So I thought that I'd made a delivery quest. I guess he asks you for a death potion instead, so you have to brew him a potion. I actually like that. I'm glad that I included that. This is the problem with working on a game for nearly 8 years. Is you quickly forgot what you've included and haven't included.
Yeah. Shout outs to Nitrorad too. He made a fantastic video about.
That original video in 2019 absolutely jump started the community.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we got something going on here with the police station. Apparently, the police have captured one of the creepies. But not very successfully. I love Alice's response to that. She's just, I gotta. She's compelled to do it for her dog. I've said this to people before. Alice is a complete lunatic. There's clearly something wrong with this girl. She'll do anything to get that dog back. So it looks like he's gonna let us in just to teach us a lesson. But before that, I'm gonna go get Jekyll.
Yeah, good idea. And this next little scene has probably one of my favourite little tunes in the game. Well, no, not yet. Soon. I do love this one though. And this will have changed too. This is another track that we had to scrub for copyright reasons, there was a sample used in this tune that I had to replace with royalty-free stuff, unfortunately, again because we can't take any risks.
Well, the story doesn't necessarily change depending on the characters you can get, because there are non-optional party members that you're required to recruit as part of the story. One of those in Act 1 is obviously Bolt, but the story doesn't drastically change if you recruit Jekyll or if you recruit Raps or any of the other optional characters, besides some additional dialogue. Like if you've played Act 1, you know that Raps and Jekyll will like chime in and mention things, but they don't like drastically change the story. So really the only thing you're missing out on is some fun little dialogue, depending on the characters that you have. Chad's Try did change. It was just one sample, though. I mean, you probably... It's very minor. I don't know if anyone will even notice the difference.
Yeah, here we go. So the astute observers there will notice that it went from Mega Drive Genesis sound when Chad was on screen, and then when he turned into Jekyll it went to NES sound.
Oh, I didn't even know. I didn't notice that.
Didn't
I didn't even know that. You're telling me this for the first time.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Because go on.
I was going to say, in the original scene for this, Jekyll or Chad would just transform into Jekyll, and a lot of people playing it, like Let's Players that I watched, they didn't even notice that he had changed. They thought Jekyll just like appeared, and I was like, oh, quest complete or whatever, and they didn't realize what was actually going on until later in the scene when he was explaining it. So that's kind of why I put that whole scene there. Jekyll, Jekyll, hide, not Jekyll, hide, Jekyll.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I didn't use the Amen break in HorrorVale. I hope I didn't. I'm pretty sure I didn't.
Alright. There's the achievement ding for recruiting Jekyll as well.
Yeah, one thing as well you'll notice is the audio has sort of been not overhauled, but in the demo version the volume was pretty inconsistent. Like some tracks were too quiet, some tracks were too loud, and that's because as we were making HorrorVale I was basically learning how to produce music, and now I kind of almost know what I'm doing, so I was able to make everything a little bit more uniform, so hopefully when you play the final version you won't be kind of cranking your volume up and down as you play.
Is this the developer commentary? No, it's not. If we reach that wish list goal and we were doing the developer commentary, we would be a lot more in depth about talking about what's going on and like the development process. We're more or less just like casually playing through it and mentioning things as they come up.
Yes, new area, new music.
Yes, so instead of the Forgotten Mansion, there is a new dungeon in Act 1. One that I feel fits better with the overall story of Act 1. Because Act 1 is very much about like the mayor and his creations and things like that. And so in the demo, the Forgotten Mansion was just like this separate outside thing that you were just randomly doing for some reason. And I don't think it really felt good with the pacing or the story of Act 1 at all, so I replaced it with this police station. Weird lighting on the coffin, so it's actually not, it's a black coffin instead of a red coffin. At black coffins, they don't heal you. You can save at them, but they will not heal you. So you have to be a little bit more careful. And as you get further into the game, you'll find that red coffins become less and less common. So now we are here in this police station. Apparently a creepy has gotten out that they had captured. We need to find the chief so we can get to that generator and move forward. Ooh. We got some nice crisps.
Oh yes. There are lots of little food items that you can buy that probably won't help you very much in terms of gameplay, but it's just fun that they're there and you can collect them all. If you
I think it heals like 50 DP or something like that. This is just Resident Evil 2. I mean, all right. What do we got? A bunch of donuts over there. Let's see what we got going on. Alice is not 13, she is 17, which is apparently very unfortunate for her. We're trying to help these people, and this lady is just completely rude. Set in evil Britain? I mean...
well, you did say that HorrorVale town was kind of inspired by an old London.
Yeah, kind of like a Victorian London kind of thing. That's why there's the big clock tower. Who thought she was 13? The police officer that we spoke to. But this is the creepy that's apparently they captured, and it broke free and is now causing havoc inside the police station. The shovel. Alright, let's see if we can't kill it. It has a red name, which is implying that we can't kill it, but we're going to try anyway. What creepy is this a reference to? The shovel is a parody of the rake.
Of course, Chad with the iconic Wario Land shoulder barge.
Yeah.
I hope Nintendo doesn't have a patent on that. Because you may have seen recently, Nintendo are using their patents in court.
Yeah. I've never heard of the rig before. I mean, most of the references to creepy or parodies to creepypastas in this game are very old ones, because I'm an old man. So most of my experience with creepypastas is like from 2009, like your Slender Mans, your Jeff the Killers, your Dead Borts, all that kind of stuff. The newer stuff I'm not very familiar with. There are a few like more recent creepies, or like more recent creepypastas that are parodied by creepies that my testers like let me know about. But for the most part, all the ones that I had the idea for are very old. Is this game going to be available on consoles at some point? That entirely depends on how well it does. Because the game is made in RPG Maker VX Ace, it's not something that's easily portable. So in order to have it ported, we would essentially need to work with some kind of publisher that could port it. And the only way something like that would be possible is if the game did very well to justify some publisher taking a risk on that and investing a ton of money into porting it to consoles. But I would love that. It is kind of like a pipe dream of mine to get the game on the Switch, or I guess In this case, it would probably be the Switch 2, but again, that depends on how well it does.
Yeah, I mean, for example, we know that Lisa was made in VXAs, and am I right? Did that get a console port?
It did, yes, yeah, and
Yeah.
it got I think it's called Lisa the Definitive Edition. They also managed to port it to Mac and Linux and stuff like that as well. Oh, Octo, please don't make me feel even older.
Man, you know, not too long ago we saw a comment on I can't remember where it was, but they referred to the demo as being nostalgic, and when I read that, I kind of just immediately became an old man. It was, woof, been a long time, man.
It is weirdly like nostalgic to me when I go through like the early Act 1 areas and I hear that music. It does take me back to a simpler time when we were just starting out and figuring things out, and it really puts into perspective how crazy it is, how far things have come.
Yeah. Hey, welcome, Poppy. I've got a shout out to Poppy for a bunch of really cool art that you will find in game.
Alright, so yes, we are crawling through the vents, although we don't want to run into that guy. I will say he is actually a little easy to avoid. This is basically like the baby starter dungeon. It's to get you introduced to the idea of doing a dungeon, finding keys and objects that you need to progress, and also avoiding a dangerous monster that can come get you. So this one is a little bit stupid, but as you get further into the game and you find other dungeons like this with powerful monsters, you will find them smarter and hitting you much harder than the shovel can.
Oh, thanks, Poppy.
Oh, Poppy's
this
here.
Is what this is. Yeah, this is one of my favourite songs in Act 1. I really like that kind of TikTok kind of sound, that kind of ascending. Yeah, I'm a fan of this one.
So I think there's another, yes, here. To meet a very infamous character. Marty, the police officer.
One day, someone in this chat will own a Marty Funko Pop, I guarantee it.
He wants to give us his key, but he put it in his locker and he does not remember the combination.
Also, shout out to Stony for the little jumping and things animation. Is that one? That's not used there, is it?
No, it's not that one. It's
No.
later, yeah. He
Yeah,
did
yeah.
make an animation for it, though. Save obsessively.
Yeah, HorrorVale is definitely more stable than Bethesda games, so you don't need to save obsessively. don't worry about doing that.
Well, there were many cases early in development where the game could just crash randomly. You can see there's a map here as well. It also has a map of the vents too, so you can see where each exit on the vents lead.
Honestly, man, genuine confession, when I was playing through, I forgot the map existed until Act 3. So I did not reap the benefits of mapping, and I did get quite lost in this place for a while.
Employee records. Now, what was that guy's name again?
Marvin? I think it was Marvin.
You think so?
Yeah.
Oh, that wasn't it.
Dang it.
That's right. It was Marty. Rank the game's difficulty by 0 to 10. I mean, it really depends. I mean, obviously, the Act 1 right here is very easy. There's not going to be anything that's necessarily going to challenge you, but towards the end of the game, I mean, there are bosses that can, you know, definitely give you some trouble.
Yeah, there are spots in there is a spot in Act 2 where you can grind if you want to, if you kind of want to bulk up that way. But even if you do that, you can't. You know, the game is designed in such a way where even if you're a little bit over leveled, you still have to think in a battle. You can't just mash your way through. There is strategy involved, even if you are more powerful than you perhaps should be.
Alright, now we've got Marty's file. Let's see if we can find the combination to his locker. Apparently he's only 2 years old. And his death day is 9/15.
Of course, that is American dating format for the confused English people.
Which confuses Alice because Alice is English, which shocks people. When my girlfriend first learned that Alice was English, she was filled with disgust.
Wow.
So anytime that Alice talks, you can just imagine her talking like this.
like a little Cockney orphan.
Please, sir, can I have some more?
You know, that wasn't terrible. Well done.
So apparently there was no combination in there. There was just his year, his age, and his birthday. So let's go give him a piece of our mind. He claims that it's there, but it's not. So chat, I'm asking for chat's help. What is the combination to his locker? You have to figure out this puzzle for us, or we can't progress.
Let's see who was paying attention.
A Banana thinks that it's 0915. Let's try it. That was correct.
Nice.
And we got the key.
And I just realised we should probably put the puzzle solved sound.
Oh yeah, that's true.
When you put the right combination in. Yeah, that'll be a new thing. I made a new little sound effect specifically for when you solve a puzzle, and that has been added in to several places.
Would you say most characters in HorrorVale are British? I would not. Like Raps, for instance, she's obviously not British. She would be like a Valley Girl kind of thing. HorrorVale is kind of like a mix of England and the United States. It's kind of like a weird combination. So there's characters in there that are very obviously American. Like Chad is obviously American. I can't imagine an English accent coming out of his mouth. And Raps isn't, but Alice is, and that would mean Raven is. And also, I would imagine the police officers are probably English because they're modeled after English policemen.
Hey Marui, thanks for stopping by. We are also looking forward to the release.
Well, before I do that. Now that I have the Ecto key, I can go British Jekyll and American Chad. Now that is actually an interesting interpretation. I kind of like that. That's actually kind of funny because I imagine Chad as being what Jekyll thinks is like really cool, and that implies that he thinks Americans are really cool.
I'm afraid that's not an accurate representation of English people. I'm sorry.
So now we got down here in the basement, but there's an electronic door, so we can't get down here.
Right.
But thankfully there is a breaker box. Let's try to restart it. So this puzzle has apparently given some people a lot of trouble. I was worried that it would be too easy, but apparently it's very difficult. It's essentially one of those kinds of puzzles where when you click one thing, other things around it also change. So you have to kind of figure out how to make all of them one thing.
You know what would be really funny is if you couldn't solve this now. When I played through recently, I solved this kind of just by messing around.
Sometimes I can do it really quickly. Boom.
Nice.
Now the lights are on, which means the electronic door has opened so we can enter the actual prison section. Alternate between solving it instantly and struggling for 20 minutes. Yeah, that's kind of, I think that's a very common experience. You either solve it instantly or you spend forever on it. Soon as the boss gets me out of here, I'm suing, I tell you.
Are you actually seriously telling me that those guys don't have like American gangster accents?
No,
I'm really
no,
upset now.
they definitely do. I was just messing with you.
Oh, I'm glad.
But we found another one of these guys in here. Apparently, he got jailed for running around messing with people. Great work. Thought I was going to be stuck down here forever. If you're looking for the chief, he'd be in his office on the second floor. You'll need this to get inside. That's exactly how they sound.
That's fantastic.
Come on, England, score some goals. Can you get into that cell? You can't.
No,
mean, technically-
the gap is too small.
Technically, I can with some no clip, which I
Whoa.
just did. But now I can't get out. I'm stuck. Just kidding.
I was really worried you'd just soft locked yourself there.
Oh, here we have a shower. But there's no reason for us to take a shower. When are we getting the fully voice-acted version of HorrorVale? Soon. On release, it will be voice-acted, and I will be doing every single voice personally.
Oh man, I want to play that version.
I keep getting distracted on what I'm doing. So now we've got another key. We've got the lightning key. So we can get in that door over there if we can find a way in there. I think I also put so many saves in here because there was originally a point where, for some reason, if you got caught by the shovel in the vents, the game would just crash. And there was no rhyme or reason to it at all. And eventually, I think it turned out to be a memory leak. But I think I put so many saves in there just to be sure.
Oh, there he is again.
No, 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 no.
Oh no.
Well, it seems that we can't get out. Oop. Nobody ran off into the darkness. No clip straight up.
Was that supposed to happen?
No. But it's okay. Just a little immersion breaking. Now we found the chief. I think my original design for the chief, he was like a really, really big guy, but I thought it would be funny if he was like the tiniest netherling that there is.
I love his little siren on his head.
I like to imagine a scenario where he's chasing after a criminal and it's just going off.
Oh. That's adorable. That's not a bad idea, Stoney. A ventilation shaft background.
Are you not able to keep Jekyll or Chad in their current forms if you leave or win the battle? No, it works a lot differently now. You can... They do change outside of battle. So if you want to... Technically, if you wanted to start a battle with Chad, you could just run back and forth for like 20 minutes until he transforms. If you have enough patience. So he has decided to help us out if we keep quiet about his blunder, a little quid pro quo. Are there any French-sounding characters in HorrorVale? Yes, Marie and her daughter, obviously. Although you won't really hear her daughter talk. Oh, hello to Noelle. I didn't see my girlfriend in the chat.
Good job, man.
She's supposed to be at work right now, so I don't know what she's doing.
Welcome, Noelle. Good to see you. Mrs. HorrorVale.
Mrs. HorrorVale, yes. Alright, let's go get that generator open now that we saved Fritz.
Oh.
Well.
Not so easy.
Maybe the siren noise coming from this music is that he's actually making that.
The original version of this track, I made one with even more sirens, and it kind of went this kind of noise, but it was really obnoxious because it loops too much. So I had to get rid of it.
I remember this track was faster. You're thinking of a different one. This is actually a remix of the one that you want. The one you're thinking of is for Grave Hands, and this is a remix of that.
Yeah, this the motif in this track is you'll hear it several times throughout the game. In scenes where there is some urgency.
So we've got to stop him somehow, but what are we supposed to do? There's not really much we can do except turn on the showers. Alright. So now that we've weakened the shovel, we can fight it for real.
And this is the first time now that you will hear the minibus track, which has also received a little upgrade.
So now, when you scan an enemy with Jekyll or another character, so there's several characters with scan moves, you can actually get a little description of the enemy as well as their weaknesses. So apparently he's weak to lightning and blood, but unfortunately we don't have any moves that will do anything for that. He also resists bone, which means we should not use Alice's default attack on him. He is a little easy because technically you can also do this entire dungeon with Alice by herself. So it has to be balanced so that Alice can kill this enemy by herself as well. I think we might actually finish Act 1 for the stream. It's only been an hour and 30 minutes, and we're already almost at HorrorVale Heights.
Yeah, I think it's doable. How many people have we actually got in here? I can't see that information.
How many people are in the stream?
Yeah.
Says 33 right now, so not a huge
Whoa.
amount, but I mean that's like
a room full of people.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Alright, now we can turn off the final generator finally and continue. The upcoming segment, HorrorVale Heights, is... I don't think there's even any differences at all that I can think of. It's pretty similar to how it was in Act 1, so I won't spend too long playing around in it, since you've already seen most of this if you played the demo. I think a lot of people, when they see that character running around, they think it's going to be an enemy.
Yeah. He's just a little guy, he's just having fun. If you finish early, will you poke and prod Act 2? No. No, with any post Act 1 content is being kept under lock and key until after release. Yeah, we got a worldwide team here at Batworks. We got Americans, we got English people, we got everyone.
Yeah. Can you talk to that ghoul guy 100 times to recruit him? Ghoul guy? Are you talking about this? This is a ghost. He's a delivery boy. I think there is something, I guess it could be said to be a charm about these early game enemies. I was basically just throwing stuff at the wall.
It gives it more of an Earthbound feel, where the enemies are just like these completely bizarre things that you just see once and then never again. I like it.
Like this enemy, I was making this area, and I was like, what kind of enemies would you find like in a very high altitude place? Obviously, there's a guy flying a plane around. And so, fun fact about this guy, did I put it in the scan? Yeah, this is actually a deranged shirtless goblin. Oh, and as you can see, Jekyll does have an actual default attack now, but it doesn't do much.
I liked the idea that it would, like, it has a 1 in a billion chance of one-shotting an enemy, but I don't think that's been implemented, and I don't think it ever will be.
Alright, so now we started Antoinette's quest. When are we getting the official full HorrorVale speedrun? I don't think I would actually be very good at speedrunning this game, despite knowing it in and out. I feel like even though I know everything about it, I'm not equipped mentally to really take advantage of like certain party combinations. I'm sure there's party combinations out there that are completely broken, and if you use those, you can do it real fast. But I'm not sure what those are yet. We started Antoinette's quest, and you can actually do it in the full game. Obviously, in the demo, you could only collect one puppet, but now you can collect all 10, but it does take the entire game to do them all. And you have this handy little checklist to help you keep track of which ones you found. Yeah, it would take a long time to, even if you're speed running, it would take a long time to do everything in the game.
Yeah, I can't imagine that it would make a particularly entertaining speed run because, you know, it is at the end of the day it's RPG Maker, so it's quite limited. There's not going to be any crazy tricks where you can clip through a wall and then warp to the end.
Yeah, that's the one thing about RPG Maker. Most of the bugs in the game, or bugs that have been squashed, are the result of either me being incompetent or a script being weird, a custom script being weird. But the base RPG Maker engine is pretty stable because obviously it has to. So you don't really have to worry about major bugs like that you would find in like Zelda games where you can warp to random places and things like that. Holgar is yelling at me for some reason, but I'm not sure why.
No, I don't know why either. Oh, you didn't scan the skulking crabs, that's why.
Oh, I didn't notice. Sorry, I didn't see your message. I'm very distracted.
Also, while we have a little audience, shout out to Stoney's Adventure. Go play Stoney's Adventure. It's really cool.
Yes,
It's a platformer made in RPG Maker.
While you're waiting for HorrorVale to release over the next week and a half, go download Stoney's Adventure and 100% it. You should have plenty of time.
There you go, drop a link in chat.
I don't know if he can drop a link.
Well, I just did, so...
Oh, no, yeah, but it didn't show up. I think it, like, auto...
Oh, did it? Oh.
Yeah.
That's a shame. Ah, well, go and search for it on Steam.
Whoop. How do you make an RPG Maker platformer? I'm not really sure how he did it without it feeling horribly janky, but he did manage to do it. Are the little icons above the enemy a health bar? Yes, I mean it's identical to the one that you have. It's just black instead of white. Whoop! And Raps is dead.
Oh, first death.
I was not even paying attention. I was reading chat.
Is the Spooktacular effect new from the demo, or was that?
Yeah, it was not. It was not in the demo. None of the like enemy damage animations were.
Yeah, those damage animations make a big difference. They're really cool.
There's not more voice samples in Spooky Swing, but there's a new like voice sample, like a replaced one. Let's see if I can remember this. I haven't done it in quite a while.
Yeah, for a bit of extra context, Dustin hasn't actually done a playthrough of the game for a long time.
2 years.
Man.
Which
Wait,
probably.
what? Oh,
Oh,
I never.
You knew.
No, I never examined that bush. I was really confused for a second.
It might be confusing to the audience how somebody who's developing a game has not often played it, but because I'm making it, most of my play testing experiences are very how could I say it, like for specific areas. Like if I make a boss, I'm testing that boss. I'm just jumping in. I'm not completing the entire game to get to that boss. Am I going to play it on release? I mean, I'm going to, after this stream, I'm going to continue playing it. I'm going to continue playing it off stream and do the whole thing, because I need to basically do like one last lap through the whole game to make sure everything's to my liking. How do you revive party members? You either need an item, which I don't think I have yet, or a skill, and I definitely don't have a skill yet.
Here is the first of the puppets, which of course was a fan creation that won a contest.
Yes, and ironically, all the other puppets are kind of based off of this design. I don't know if I could take a big vacation, because I'm sure there will be bugs that even like all the testers haven't found. That I'll probably, like for a week, I'll probably be fixing things and uploading patches. And another way to revive party members is to use a red coffin, obviously. And this guy is implying that this entire mountain that we're on is not even a real mountain, which is very upsetting.
Axel has asked an important question. Did the leaves finally crunch?
No, I did not want to cause lag for the game to putting events on every single leaf that make noises. And we can see that Head on a Leg has a tutorial book for us. He did not have a tutorial book in the demo. He wants to tell us about status effects. So you can see that states in this game are split up into 4 categories. There's soul states, like cursed. These are the ones that affect the soul. There's body states, mind states, heart states. You don't necessarily need to memorize them. It's not super important. But it does affect what items you can use to heal them. So, for instance, all of the states are shaped either as a skull, a Frankenling, a vampire, or a spider. So you can kind of tell that way which healing item is going to heal which. There isn't a full list of what states do what. I thought about doing that, but I don't think anybody would actually remember any of it, because there's a lot of states. So in general, even if you don't know the specific qualities of each state or what each state does, in general, you can assume that if an enemy gives you a state, it's probably bad, and you need to make it go away. We also have a potion brewing cauldron here. Now that potion brewing is a thing, so let's make some more potions. And I don't have any. I don't have any. I don't have any plants. I should have picked up some plants before I left, but it's okay.
Does Jang sell some here?
No, but that's a good idea. Honestly, I should maybe do that. Since you can't grow, you can't grow any yet.
Fun fact: in Farsi, Jang means war. I picked up that completely irrelevant bit of trivia recently.
Also, I guess this is a funny time to say this, because technically we were just pronouncing her name wrong. It's actually Zhang, but in Japanese it would be Jiang, which there's actually like a funny like bit of dialogue later on with that pronunciation, because you can say it both ways depending on whether you're Chinese or Japanese. Did I buy one of these for Jekyll? No. And I definitely want to get some lightning badges, or at least 2 for Jekyll and Raps, because they're definitely going to need it. Alice resists that element, but they do not. Give her a Ring of Magics too. Yes, finally you get to do witch stuff as a witch. I guess you weren't here for the intro when I went into the potion brewing a lot more, but maybe before the boss we'll run down to town and grab some plants so we can make some potions.
How many languages will this game support? 1 at the moment. English. It would be really cool to have HorrorVale in different languages, but that is something that would require time and money. So that again is something that's going to depend on how well the game performs.
Yeah, like all things, same with the ports. If we would love to do it in different languages, but we would need the game to do very well to be able to do that. Yeah, for sure. For sure, I would love there to be different languages, especially Japanese and Spanish. Yeah, I guess it would make more sense to put it on. Jekyll. The idea of giving him something called something of magics, though, feels weird. Even though he does have fear points, he's like a science kind of guy. Okay, bye, Noel. There will be the stream will be like watchable back. You can watch the stream later if anybody can't watch the whole thing. We are gonna keep it up on the YouTube channel, so you will be able to watch it back and hear my cat screaming if you want. And also, if you have noticed me collecting these little candies, that is something else that's different from the demo. These are just little like extra things that you can find throughout the game, where if you feed them to a character, they will permanently increase a stat. In this case, this candy will increase luck by 1. So we'll just give it to Alice for now. Oh yeah, I should probably heal Rap. She's about to die.
Yeah, Jekyll can attack, but it's useless. Rainbow, it's pointless.
If you hit a Spooktacular with it, you can get like 1 DP out of it. What does luck do? Luck does several things. For one, it determines the likelihood for your character to inflict a state or be inflicted by a state. And it also affects a Spooktacular. So a character with a higher luck has a higher chance of getting a Spooktacular. And in turn, if an enemy has a higher luck than you, they have a higher chance of getting a Spooktacular on you.
You can't grow more mushrooms, but you can grow other things.
And you can buy mushrooms. There is a vendor later in the game where you can buy mushrooms from. Alright, now we can properly progress into the... Ooh.
Yeah, Raps doesn't mind the hands.
Really, the only reason that they can't touch your party members is because it would make the whole section way more difficult. You would just be basically getting hit all the time. An Alice only run would be extremely difficult. It would only be possible if somebody knew exactly what kind of potions you could make, what they could do, and where to get the ingredients for them. Like it, I think Stoney said this once, that it would be it's very ironic, but to do an Alice only run, you would basically have to have a very extensive knowledge of potion brewing.
I would love to see that though. That would be really cool.
It would also be extremely boring.
It would
because
be
the enemies,
long playthrough.
The bosses would last forever.
Mm.
You would just basically just have to have a lot of patience. Don't know what that's about. That will be important information later.
Yes, do not forget that. I just love that visual of Jekyll bouncing one of those between his face and the wall.
I mean, technically you could grind, but you have to get to the area it's available at first. Which I guess wouldn't be insanely difficult with only Alice. But I think even if Alice was level 99, she would still have a hard time. Alright, now we've got a very iconic part of the demo coming up.
Oh, everybody's favorite.
This is where the boys become men. This is the HorrorVale skill check. The real Dark Souls starts here. Why does Jekyll's zapper make enemies faster? It's because his zapper has an interesting effect where it does more damage to enemies depending on their speed. So by making the enemies faster, it actually increases the damage he does in succession. So if you do it for all 3 of his turns, it will steadily do more and more damage. That's not like that in the demo, obviously.
Here we go.
Although, if you know what to do here, it's a very quick fight. Yeah, it's more of a puzzle than anything else. Wait, did the cliff just take no damage? How do you miss? Oh, you know, I wonder if I made it immune to the heal. That would make sense. You can't heal the cliff. Whoa!
Whoa! Okay. I wasn't expecting that. It's a cliff.
Oh, it is immune.
Yes.
Wait, why did Grave Hands... Oh, I accidentally attacked Grave Hands.
The cliff sped up, it's moving faster.
That was tricky, I almost actually died. Will there be a bestiary? People have mentioned that before. I didn't like the idea because it would mean that you could miss enemies. For instance, I mean, I guess you could there's certain enemies that you can miss, and I wouldn't like the idea of not being able to complete it. You'll also notice that Alice is dead, or she died in battle, but she is not a spirit. That's the difference between the demo and the full game. As long as Alice is alive, or as long as other characters are alive and Alice is dead, Alice will revive. I basically did this for a few reasons, mostly because Alice is obviously involved in a lot of cutscenes, and it's just awkward if she's dead. Alright, we finally made it to the lab. And there are quite a few differences in the lab. There's a few puzzles that I changed. And we will see those shortly. Could you make it so you could buy missing entry? I mean, that's possible. I mean, Breath of the Wild did that, where you can just buy your way to completing the compendium. But definitely we don't have time to implement something like that now. But maybe in a future patch, I'm not totally against it if it's something that a lot of people ask for. So that way you could read all the descriptions that you might have missed. But it's not something I'm really thinking about right now. Ooh. You didn't miss a whole lot. We basically just completed HorrorVale Heights, and now we're in the lab.
Yeah, there are features like kind of a Nuzlocke style thing that would kind of be impossible to implement even if we wanted to because of the way the game is set up. But I'm sure if people really want to and they get into the nuts and bolts of RPG making, maybe they can do that themselves. Nice finish.
I always really liked this guy. We're just here because my friend needs to find her dog, dude. That's how rap sounds like, if you were ever wondering. I don't know if that ruins her for you or makes her a better character for you.
Done. Yes, that is Mechanical March. Did that get a updated version? I can't remember. I've done so many things in the past couple of weeks.
Oh yeah, you did send me. Apparently, the version of Mechanical March that was in the game did not have the intro.
Ah, yes, that's why Don's confused. Yeah, so it's got an intro now, and the volume is probably a little bit louder.
Why does the mayor always make devices he can't receive audio from? Maybe you will find out in the full game.
Ah, it's the legendary bedsheet goes with legs.
It's just an imposter.
maybe we'll meet the real deal later.
So you might remember the Spectralodium D puzzle, if you could call it a puzzle, in the original demo, where you would have to find the ingredients and you just went to this table and then you combine them into the potion, but now you actually have to use the potion brewing system to make it. And these are the instructions to do so.
Spigot? No. That would be tremendously awful for everyone involved.
Wait a minute.
Have you forgotten the recipe?
Check that out. Spectralodium D made with actual potion brewing. So now we can take this guy on.
You ain't so tough.
Yeah, Theo, you definitely don't want to drink holy water if you are an undead creature. If you screw up, you can get the ingredients again, yes. You're always able to, anytime there's potion brewing involved to progress, the game will always make sure that you have the ingredients that you need. I don't know if you could soft lock yourself like that, Octo, in the demo, but you definitely cannot in this version. This is very different. So if you remember,
yes, this guy's new.
If you remember, in the demo there were a bunch of chests here, and it was basically just the same chess minigame that was in Alice's house, except there were more chests. And I really did not like that, so I changed the puzzle to get the chest.
Yeah, this is definitely a big improvement from the demo.
It looks like we are going to be in need of a shrink shroom. Whoop. But we kept this guy. He's just over here now.
Yeah, he's a really cool sprite. I can't lose him.
Alright, now Chad, or Jekyll, has a new move called Energize.
Now Jekyll can chug G Fuel.
Ooh. Whoop.
Oh.
You don't remember this in the demo? I mean, the earliest demo did not have Ludwig's lab, but the demo that we released in June 2019 had the lab. Here we have Gwen Model 1, a seemingly random enemy, which might end up more relevant later. Oh, the guard dog was definitely in the demo. Originally, when there was the chests in that other room where there's the big robot, after you got all the chests correct, then you would have to fight that thing. Alright, we got the head. But we are missing something else.
What? Why are you checking that table?
I'm trying to remember...
You've Yeah. Keep going that way. Forgot about this guy.
No, I don't. I don't remember where the shrink room is.
I think it's somewhere over on the left side. I don't think it's in the bookcase.
I was about to say that would be really mean of me to
Strange
just
place
put.
for a shrink room.
I thought I already checked all these though.
I'm pretty sure it's not on the chemical tables.
Ah, there we go.
There you go.
Apparently I didn't check
Got it.
this one. Can you actually kill grave? You can. You can kill grave hands now. I did change that. You can kill him, but he's very hard and durable. So if you want to challenge yourself, you can try to kill grave hands without attacking the cliff. Alright, now we are inside the robot. Got some Donkey Kong going on. Ooh. Did I not do that whole gar? I definitely meant to. All
There
right.
we go. This was a fun little scene to make the sound
Yeah.
for.
It's classic. I just love her little wiggle with her staff.
An arena to unlock after beating the game where you can redo fights. That's we have talked about that kind of thing, but perhaps not implemented before release.
And also, there are many enemies in the game, so there would have to many options to fight. So now I'm going to do something right now, and I'm wondering genuinely how many people in the chat, or even if Matt knows about this, like how many people know that this exists.
What? So that's where that guy is. Ah, you know, I saw his sprite looking through the folder and I thought, I didn't see that guy and I've 100%ed the game. Nope, I had no idea. See, this will be a little secret for the for the stream gang.
The truly horrible thing though is, Matt, is there's several rooms like this all over the game.
Man. 500 candy, not bad. So now everyone's going to play HorrorVale, like pushing against every wall like they're playing Doom.
I have to say, this is just my personal opinion. Act 1 is probably my least favorite act. And one of those reasons is because I don't have Bolt to do a multi-hit.
Wait, was that little room in the demo as well, or is that just in?
Yeah, that is in the demo. If you open the demo
man.
right now, you can go visit the Pork Man. Love these little roly guys.
They are very cute.
My favorite act? Probably Act 2. I just love all the locations that you'll be able to visit in Act 2.
Yeah, Act 2 might be mine as well. It's really hard to choose. It kind of feels like, you know, I remember when I was a child and I first played Ocarina of Time, and the first time you leave Kokiri Forest and the game just kind of woof, it opens up. It's kind of like that. You get out of Act 1, you realise, oh man, HorrorVale is kind of massive.
Yeah, the game, there are a lot of, the game really doesn't open up until you get to Act 2. That's when you start getting more party members. That's when there's like tons of side quests. You get access to Layla and all kinds of other stuff. Yeah, originally, Wolfie, I was going to make it only work on actual undead, so it wouldn't work on robots, but there was just too much to get that to work right, and in the end, I don't know that it would really benefit the game as much, because there's not a whole lot of robots in the game.
Also, I only just remembered I designed this guy as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there is like a little scribble somewhere of him.
Yeah. The thought process was, wouldn't it be funny if Hank Hill was a little robot? So here we are.
Oh, I was really hoping to show Jekyll. So Jekyll's Energize move actually changes his element to sugar, which lightning enemies are weak to. So if you sugar him up, then Chad's attacks will do a ton of damage. I don't care about that guy. Layla is a character you'll meet later that is used to swap party members around.
You're very welcome, Dan.
Oh, I have Bone Barrage now. That's good. No, sugar is not weak to lightning. It resists lightning. guy did not last long. Whoop, I got caught anyway.
I thought you were going to get away.
And now that I have Bone Barrage, that bone is weak, or bone is strong against electric or lightning, so they will do. Alice will do a lot of damage to these guys now. How many elements are there? There's bone, flesh, blood, nature, ecto, sugar, and lightning. Alright, now let's see if I can avoid this guy. Ooh. Alright.
Oh, we have a passenger. Who is this gentleman?
Alrighty, now we are at the final boss of Act 1.
There we go.
Do I want to go down and get some potions to make? No, I think I really should get that, get the Zhang in HorrorVale Heights to sell some plants, though. I think that would be very useful.
You know, it's funny, we've had comparisons to Undertale in comments in the past, but there's a character who's a skeleton, and the name of the game kind of rhymes with Undertale, but that's about as far as it goes.
And the funny thing is originally the name wasn't even going to be HorrorVale, it was going to be HorrorVille. But that was taken or something, so I came up with HorrorVale instead. And that unfortunately just sounds like Undertale. So people are like, oh, is this a fan game? And it's absolutely nothing like it.
I mean, we love Undertale. You know, shout outs to Undertale for being amazing.
Any post-game stuff, Octo? I mean, that would require us to stream the entire game to get to the post-game. And I don't know if we have 40 hours.
I think he might mean, is there post-game content in the game? Possibly.
There is a little post-game. I mean, 40, 50. I mean, if somebody doesn't know what they're doing, they could probably take like 60 hours to get through the game. But, you know, testers and stuff who have been playing the game and they know how to do everything, they're averaging around 30 and 40.
Yeah, I know the game reasonably well, and I played on a build where I had too much XP, so the fights are probably shorter than they will be in the final game, and it took me about 40 to 100%. Also, T-Warrior, big gap in the music loop? What do you mean?
Alright, first off,
that's different, that sound. Again, copyright stuff with the original was from the Monster Mash. Of course owned by, I guess, was it Sony or something? And we don't have the financial capability to take Sony to court, so we decided not to include that sample. So again, Dustin stepped in.
Oh, I just noticed that when the battle started, Chad didn't have his little icon, but it did fix itself, so that's nice. Oh, I should scan him. Let's scan him. The fight is a little bit easier than you might remember the demo because the elemental weaknesses are a little bit different now. A Frankenling born from the highest quality parts at the mayor's disposal. He has incredible power but seems to be holding back for some reason.
Oh, and the sample wasn't the only thing that changed about this track. There was also the part where it loops. Originally, it sort of just went to the kind of slow, the sort of percussionless intro again. But I changed that. I put the little percussion in. You'll hear it like right just about now. Yeah, this is different. But I thought this just looked better.
Bolt was not rebalanced, but the elements changed. So I changed Bone to be strong against lightning. So that means that Alice has an elemental advantage to Bolt. So it does make the fight a little bit easier.
Oh, and the It's Alive as well. Yep, originally that was from... What movie was that from?
The original Frankenstein from the 1930s, I think.
Yeah, again, it's not a legal battle we want to fight.
Don't speak too soon. Raps just died.
Oh.
But now I can show Chad's special... Yeah, there we go. Normally, when you hit Bolt with Chad, he would do like no damage, but because I changed to a sugar element, it was very effective. The original Frankenstein isn't public domain yet, but I think it goes public domain in 2026. So maybe in 2026 we can like sample the hell out of it.
I love the little eagle with the blanket on his head looking the wrong way.
You'll just have to do it yourself. Yeah. And now this is the good stuff right here. The multi-hit.
Are you talking about the moment of silence when they got into the elevator? Because that's intentional.
Ooh, alright, calm down. Bolt might be in a little bit of danger here. Uh-oh. We got rid of the sheet man. I should probably provoke. Get him off of Alice. Although I think we're gonna win this turn.
Nice. Always satisfying to finish with a Spooktacular.
Alrighty.
That's
There's
it.
the first boss of Act 1 complete. Well, the first boss of the game. Well, actually, no, the first boss is the lamp. This is the second boss, but it's the boss of Act 1. I still remember in very early concepts where my concept of this scene is that after the fight they would just grab the jar and like throw it in a closet and he would just be locked there for the rest of the game. But I'm glad I decided not to do that because Ludwick is probably one of the best characters in the game, and he
100%.
You would miss out on a lot of great scenes if he had been locked in a closet. Raps isn't really a glass cannon. She has a lot of DP. I've just not been paying attention at all to the fights. So that's why she's been dying. Alright, and got the achievement for recruiting Bolt. And there's the achievement for completing Act 1.
Nice.
Now I wonder, we're making good time. I wonder if I should try fighting a certain something.
I absolutely agree.
I don't think I can because this boss has been buffed to account for the fact that you can come back later. But I'm going to try it anyway.
Do it.
Look, this guy's here now. And actually... Oh, I guess I can't do that until after I leave town. Oh, I guess I can't start it yet.
Oh,
I thought I could. Maybe I misremembered where I put that flag.
Well, you're just going to have to see it in the full game, folks. The name of the track is Who the Girl Sets Free. So close.
You might remember this in the demo as being Batworks HQ, but now it's apparently something else and we cannot get in. So this is going to be the end of Act 1. Because if you might recall in the demo, once you stepped foot out of the gates, the game would end and you would see the credits. But now, once you do this, well, there's this scene of Raps and Jekyll leaving the party.
And coming up is my least favourite line in the entire game. It makes me shiver. Ugh.
I like to
Why
think.
did you write that?
I like to think that after this, Jekyll left and he was like, "Yes."
It's like, that was a good one.
Like he's really I like to imagine he's been thinking about this the whole time. The whole time that you're climbing the mountain, he's thinking about this one pun. But
is
now the
it.
game does not end.
Oh, it continues for a long time.
A very long time. The Withering Woods. There's now a 2 tab for Act 2. There's a new map for the Withering Woods. But we will not be continuing through the Withering Woods. If you want to see what lies past this, you will have to play the game for yourself in less than 2 weeks. October 1st.
12 days. Is that right? 12 days?
Let me see. Just do a quick Google days until October 1st. October 1st. 12 days, yes, you're right. So if you want to see what happens past this finally, you're going to have to play the game on October 1st. Buy it, wishlist it, gift it to your friends, gift it to your family, gift it to your dog. Your dog will love the game. Scruffy will be their favorite character. And even if you gift it to your cat, I think they would still enjoy it because my cats are in the game as NPCs. So no, we are not going to be playing Act 2. It is possible that you will get to see us play Act 2 in the future if we reach the wishlist goal for the full developer commentary. I don't know if we do the developer commentary. I don't know if it will be live because we would probably want to put more thought into what we want to talk about. But yeah, thank you to everyone who has watched us play through Act 1. Thank you to everyone who has been with us for this long journey. 8-year journey, which is crazy. And if you're only counting the time that HorrorVale has been announced, that's 6 years, I think. Which 6 years at the end of August, I think. That August 30th is when we announced HorrorVale. And if you haven't been, and maybe you're new, maybe you just found out about the game. We just had a launch trailer that did really well, and a lot of people are showing up and finding out about the game for the first time. If you're new, thank you anyway for finding our game and liking it and spreading the word about it. I mean, the support that we've had over this time is tremendous. I mean this genuinely. If it were not for the HorrorVale community, I doubt that we would be here today. Like, the game would not be coming out. It has definitely helped motivate us and keep us moving forward and looking forward to being able to share this experience with you, because it's something that we hold very dear. I put a lot of my heart into the art in this game, into the story of this game. Matt has put tons and tons of sweat and tears into the music of this game. There's tons of tracks that he was like struggling on forever.
Oh man, yeah, there's a few of those. Yeah, it's a really surreal thing to think that, this whole thing just started sort of spitballing a little idea about a little RPG when we were chatting one day, and now we are 12 days away from a 40-hour RPG being released, and there are people actually waiting for it and excited for it. It's absolutely nuts. So I want to kind of just reiterate what Dustin said. Really, thank you. Just a huge thank you to the people in this stream. There are people watching the stream now who have contributed to the game, who've tested and done art. I don't know if any of the coders are watching, but it's amazing to see how far it's come. And whoa, I'm excited, man! I'm excited. So if you love HorrorVale, please, we really need your help in these next 2 weeks, just to share, just tell people, tell streamers about it, tell YouTubers, just whoever will listen, please tell them, because right now we need to get the word out. But thank you so much, everyone.
Absolutely. It's very scary, but it's also extremely exciting. The past few weeks I have gone back and forth between feeling like I want to vomit and feeling like a kid waiting for Christmas. But absolutely, it's very exciting to be able to finally share what we've been cooking all this time, and we think that you're really going to like it. We honestly feel like Act 1, the demo that people have played, is so almost doesn't even fully represent the game. I feel like, in my opinion, the game just gets better and better from here. It really does start in Act 2, and I can't wait for everybody to experience that.
Absolutely.
Thank you again to everybody for attending the stream, for supporting HorrorVale, for sticking with us all this time. Even though it's been a very long development cycle, we've had people who started finding out about the game as kids, and now they're adults now, which is crazy. But again, thank you. The stream is going to end here, obviously, because we don't want to go past this. But, we stay tuned for further updates. We've got an art contest that's ending on Sunday. If you haven't submitted your art yet, you can do so on the Twitter or on our Discord. The winners will be decided on Sunday, and the winners will get either a free copy of the game or a free T-shirt. So if you want to get in on that, or just want to have fun drawing some art, submit your art. And of course, the game is coming out soon. So so yeah, we will see everybody on release day. It's going to be a big thing.
And the plan is to have a little voice chat thing, right?
Yes. On September 30th, the day before launch, if you're part of the Discord, we're at I think it's at 5 p.m. I said we're gonna have a big voice chat party. Attend if you want to. It's gonna be complete chaos, but we want to have like a fun send off to HorrorVale, and as we close this chapter, and
close this chapter and open the next.
Yes. So that's gonna be it for now. Thank you for attending. We'll see you around. We'll see you when the gates to HorrorVale open in 12 days.